Hey traders from around the world, how you doing? It's Magnificent Monday at Real Life Trading. October is Generosity Month at Real Life Trading, so make sure to do something this month if you are a real life trader, which all of you are who are listening. Do something to enrich the world, right? Be generous. It's always better to give than receive. It always feels better to give than receive. So just something to keep in mind. SPY. Let's check it out. So today, SPY is gapping up. It was a bullish retest gap and is moving pretty nicely, honestly. So here is the percentage gain right now, 1.4% thus far. And I still think it's going to come into the 50, where I do anticipate a little bit of a pause, probably some selling pressure from the 50 exponential on the SPY. It could only be a day or two, right? We could do something like tomorrow might look like this, like a little bit of an upper shadow. We retest a little bit and we make it back up to 202. I really think that's kind of the next target. We get there probably pretty soon. And then maybe potentially roll over and again form that type of channel looking thing. It's very, very possible. We'll see how it looks. Here's the SPY on the weekly chart. SPY on the weekly, I'll move this down just a little bit. So you can see a really, really good hammer type of candle on the weekly last week. All the moving averages are bearish. We have crossed below all of them. And I will say for sure, if we start bouncing strong here, we really could be starting to shape up to form something more like this. I mean, I think this 202 level is going to be very, very crucial. And I will be short-term bearish unless we break through that. And if that happens, if we break through that bullish, then I'll be back on the bandwagon of, all right, well, this is a bullish trend. It's a bullish market. Let's just let it keep doing whatever it's going to do. And at that point, probably trade back up there. So I will say that this is not the time that I'm going to go bullish because really that was back here. At the support, we made the relative low. Everything else doing whatever it is. So here's Apple. Apple right now, 110.08. So it's down just a little bit from the morning, from Friday's close. Again, kind of a small little white candle. Got my stop in 111.08. We'll see if we continue to hang down here or not, but we'll probably trade up a little bit higher and just kind of make some moves. FireEye, ticker symbol FEYE. Was looking to day trade this bearish today, just didn't really get the opportunity or the setup that I wanted. But FireEye continues to make some lower lows and lower highs. It has traded back down to the low of this Monday, the Flash Monday. And so it's made that relative low, right? Bearish retest gap. Stocks came up. They've retested. They've rolled back over to the low. And this is the location where it could bounce here and or make its way back to 26.31 and potentially bounce there. This will be really interesting to see if that actually plays out and how it might play out. Let's hop over to Dunkin' Donuts, which I do plan hopefully soon on doing another real-life stock review on Dunkin' Donuts and maybe Krispy Kreme. What is the ticker for Dunkin' Donuts again? Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin'. I really thought it was. There you go. DN. Oh, it's okay. Got it. DNKN. Perfect. So Dunkin' Donuts had a really nice white candle the other day. And the other day was 9/30, September 30th. And we have gapped down, and now we're kind of getting to or close to a relative support as well, back down at around 41.59. I think that's probably where we're going on Dunkin' Donuts. It might take its sweet time to get down there, but that's kind of where I'm anticipating it to trade. This was a downgrade. This wasn't earnings. Earnings is actually coming up here in the near future. So when earnings does come up, it'll be interesting to see what Dunkin' Donuts might do based on that. One other stock that looks a little bit interesting is Intel. So Intel, if I come over here to a weekly chart, had a giant inverted head and shoulders, not inverted head and shoulders, but head and shoulders pattern. As you can see, there it is, giant head and shoulders pattern. We closed below that neckline. We did retest, and we did move lower. My ultimate target was 1950. That didn't happen. No worries. Doesn't have to, right? Just because we get head and shoulder patterns doesn't mean that the market or that particular stock has to go to zero. So right now, it actually kind of looks like on the daily chart that we might be forming some type of inverted head and shoulders. Got a really, really good gap today. Here's your potential inverted head and shoulders pattern. Boom, boom, boom. And this would be the neckline. We're closing above there today. Earnings is coming up. So I might let this one run into earnings, and if it gaps down and we retest this neckline, look to go bullish with a target up about $35.28. Last but not least, let's go look at JMEI. This is a bullish trade that I'm really keeping a close eye on based on a Bollinger Band squeeze. The squeeze is on. So there's a lot of volatility. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the exact opposite. Very, very, very little volatility on JMEI, creating a Bollinger Band squeeze, very similar to this one back here. And if we close above 1054 today on JMEI, I will be just a tad more bullish than bearish. You could also hop in here to some shorter time frames, which is probably what I'll do this afternoon, and see if there's a little bit better of a place to buy. Here's the Bollinger Bands on the 15-minute chart. So if we can pull back down to maybe here, we're kind of forming a little bit of a pattern like that. If we can trade sideways just a little bit longer, maybe today might be just a good time to buy later in the afternoon or right towards the close of the day. But I do think JMEI, based on this Bollinger Band squeeze, could go a little bit higher, at least to $12.19, which would be about a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, depending on your entry and stop. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching this real-life stock review. I really do appreciate it. It is October 5th, and got Monday Night Football tonight. It's going to be very interesting. Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions. I will say this. Big if, Calvin Johnson and Amir Abdullah and Jimmy Graham do well tonight, I will win a semi-decent wager that I have with my good friend and real-life trading buddy, Brian Bodie, who's out in California. We've hung out a few times. Keep an eye on the game. I'm going for those three players specifically because I play fantasy football because I'm not cool enough to play real football. Ladies, gentlemen, legends and legendettes, have a great day. I'll see you guys Wednesday. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it.